Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Adobe Live. My name is Howard Pinsky, Senior XD Evangelist here at Adobe, joined by the one and only Brandon Groce. How is it going, Brandon?
I am pretty good. I'm very milky today, and that's not anything I tried to do a pun anyway, but we're going to be getting into some really cool cow apps today, so I'm feeling pretty good, my man.
I have no idea what's happening. You're feeling milky, we're getting into the cow apps.
I'm
I
feeling
don't know
delicious.
What's happening.
It's all good. It'll be explained in just a moment.
Okay, I'm terrified, but also very intrigued. But before we dive into things, I want to say a big hello to everyone joining us live on Behance, including Vipin and Jack and Pamela and Andre and Raphael, One Sock Wonder. We've got Kushal and Julia and Voodoo Val and Michelle and everyone else. If you are tuning in live, definitely let me know in the chat who you are and where you're tuning in from. We've got Jennifer and Val's cracking up at you already. So this is going to be a fun stream, I think. I don't know. It could go in very different directions. I'm not sure.
We always.
Yeah, and one more thing. About half an hour before the stream ends, we're going to be taking a look at some daily challenge entries. Many of you probably have watched Andrea's kickoff yesterday. She's also going to be coming up in a little bit, in a few hours, kicking off day number 1 of the XD Daily Creative Challenge. So definitely hit that challenge tab right at the top. You'll learn all about the challenge. And today is to design the interface for a smart mirror located within a bathroom or closet. Listen, Andrea's challenges are just way over the top. They're just insanely amazing and creative. Definitely follow along with those. She posted a preview on Twitter. I think it's Andrea Hawk 0 on Twitter. Definitely check that out. She does some great stuff. But we're going to dive into things. So Brandon, introduce yourself. Tell everyone who you are, what you do, and what you have planned for today about all the milk and the cows and all that fun stuff.
For sure. So if you guys, Howard presented me well. My name is Brandon Groce. Yes, gross as in nasty, but we're a little bit more fancy than that.
There
we're
you
not
go.
That nasty. So anyway, I am a design hype beast. If you guys don't know me, I basically curate the top most talented designers on the internet on Instagram. You guys can find me at Brandon Groce. Literally just type my name into Instagram, you'll find me. So I curate some of the top of the line designers online, but also I'm a content creator. So you guys, if you just type my name into Google, you'll find my design tutorials, my curations, and funny videos. So today, on top of that, humorous, whatnot, we're gonna get into actually designing a milk online store app. I'm super excited about this, and it's very complex. We're gonna get into a lot of screens here. I wanted to save this for day 2. Because it's got a lot going on, and I'm super excited to get into it. So with that is my intro, and I'm super excited to feel milky with all of you guys and get into this awesome project.
There we go. That was a great intro.
Yes. All right. So let us pop in.
Yeah, and if anyone in the chat has questions for Brandon throughout this process, definitely throw them in the chat. I will be watching, I'll be responding, and also throw some questions over to Brandon if necessary. So go for it, Brandon. Have some fun. A cow locator app. Wade says he's excited. Vipin is saying you forgot to boop. So you got to do the boops, Brandon.
All right. We are going to be on a very good boop streak today. I might come up with another sound effect that fits my lips, but we'll have the boops today, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before we get into this, I must entertain myself just a little bit. In the comments, I would love to know, or in the chat, I would love to know, one, because the reason I'm doing this is because I'm lactose intolerant. I love milk, but I'm lactose intolerant. Yes, but I'm just like, you know what? A little bit of milk goes a long way. So in the chat, +1 if you love milk, +2 if you're lactose intolerant, +3 if you're lactose intolerant, but you just love milk. All right. So you guys do that, and I'm going to, because I'm a +3.
Let's just make it more interesting. Before people start putting the +1s and 2s, if you like milk, put the milk emoji. If you're lactose intolerant, put that little emoji with the throw up going out of the mouth.
Oh, Lord.
Just to spice things up a little bit.
All right, let's spice it up there. All right, so this is what we're going to be creating today. So it's pretty complex. We got a lot of cows going on. The app is called Brent. We got a lot of, milk liquidy animations happening today. We're going to try to get all of this encompassed in one fell swoop, and we'll do what we can. All right, so let's dig in.
Oh my God, Brandon, we got some crazy chat going on. I can't even keep up with this. Just lots of +1s and +2s, and someone said +300.
I know they're an artist. Imagine
Yeah.
how they paint their toilet bowl. All
Someone,
right,
Vipin saying he messaged me on Instagram. I honestly don't check my Instagram messages. I get way too many spam messages, so I just let that do its thing. So sorry about that. Tweet me. I answer tweets, so that's a better way to get in touch with me.
Exactly. Tweet my man Howard. All right, so I have some screenshots here just so I can, I don't have to flip between Chrome and all that good stuff. I can stay in one screen. So I have my columns up, my grid, my columns, and I have already pre-made for me. Well, not pre-made, but there's a really dope plugin. I didn't show this yesterday, but I have this plugin called Icons for Design, where I literally, or you guys literally can just type in menu and or really anything that you need, and you get all types of menus that you can just click and they just populate onto your document. So
yeah, that's a great plugin. We use that all the time because what's great is I think it's all either or mostly open source icons, so you can use those as you wish. And speaking of plugins, one of the recent plugins that was released not too long ago was called Anima. I know a lot of people were in the chat yesterday talking about it, asking questions about it. Have you used it, Brandon, at all?
I have peeked in it, and I know we're going to get into it today, so I'm not going to spoil anything. We're not spoiling milk out here. All right, Pinsky?
Brandon.
No spoilage.
Yeah, what's cool about Anima, and we will definitely get into this, is, it adds a few extra features to Adobe XD that many people have been asking for. And of course, they might be things that we might be working on, but we haven't gotten around to prioritizing some of those yet. So someone's asking, Corey is asking, what's the name of the plugin? Probably the one that you're using is Icons, the number 4, and then Design. Yeah. And then the one that we're talking about now is Anima. And it'll allow you to do things like embed video or set breakpoints, add GIFs, now is it GIFs or GIFs?
I say GIF, but
okay, very good.
What did the creator say? I know even the creator says like the one that everybody doesn't want it to be.
Yeah, he says GIF, like the peanut butter. He's wrong. I don't care if he invented the file format. It's wrong. Anyways, back to Anima. And again, you'll see some of this later, but you can also add links to stuff like that. And of course, many of these things don't show up in XD. You have to preview them in a browser, but it's an interesting application, and we'll take a look at it a little bit later on. So what are you up to, Brandon? Excited.
So what I'm doing right now, I'm basically just getting my background colors in, or really my font. You guys will see in a second. I got too many wires crossing right now. So I have my background in. I said background. I'm getting my fonts in. I have my icons as well. Actually, I don't need to change the colors of this, but what I'm going to be doing, and we can do this on camera too, I basically already created my ink, or like the dripping milk effect.
And how do you do that?
I can show you guys. Yeah, we can get into it in just a second.
Okay.
I basically used the pen tool, but let me just put this in place before I lose my thoughts and everything else. All right. So basically, how we get this, just because I like to be prepped, but basically, if you guys were doing this on your own, first things first is I crop my stuff out. So I would take this reference photo. I'm just gonna copy it and put this over here. But I would take a rectangle, because I'm trying to copy this. And you don't have to do it this way. But I want to try to fit this image into my artboard. Just makes my life easier. It's not the right answer, but helps me out. So I'm just gonna mask these things.
There is no right answer in design.
There is no right answer.
That's the thing I love about design. You can do things in so many different ways, and there really isn't a right way to do it.
Exactly, because if there were, I'm not the one with the answers. I just know what works with me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's an interesting. It's a funny discussion, because I used to teach Photoshop many moons ago, and Photoshop is such an in-depth application, and you can get to a final result in so many different ways, sometimes dozens of different ways to get somewhere, right? And I saw all the time in the comments you shouldn't do it this way. You have to do it this way. And it's like, but I got to the final result, right? So who cares how I get there?
Yeah. And there's a new way of doing something every day. As long as you get the output, you're fine. And I think that's what causes a lot of anxiety in a lot of people nowadays, where they're like, I must do it the right way. Did you do it? All right, great. Did you get it? All that matters is the outcome, the output. Mm-hmm. That's what people are paying for.
Yep. I was asking, any tips for getting clients?
Any tips? This is okay. It's gonna sound like you guys are gonna be upset at this answer, because it's not one people like to hear. But I think it's really the easiest thing. And my friend of mine, if you guys follow me on Instagram, or you guys are avid watchers of YouTube, my friend Rand Segal, he has a great YouTube video on this as well. He talks about, I've never been really good at cold emailing, doing any cold outreach, but what is really opens people's eyes, and it's really difficult for me to talk and design at the same time. So for those who are asking questions, just bear with. It's, especially if you don't have any experience, we get into what we talked about yesterday, the experience before the experience dilemma. And what is really nice, regardless of where you are in your career, is giving value to people who need that value. And I'm going to explain what that is. I'm not going to give you a fluffy answer.
I love fluffy answers.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. And back to design. No, a good example of this is, so my friend Rand, he has the reason I'm bringing this up is this concrete example you guys can Google. He's got a great video, it's 5 minutes. He wanted to work with an investor. He has this amazing Webflow course, whatnot. But so for one of his course pieces, he created a website for an investor as one of his content pieces. But he also, at the end of that, sent that website over to the investor just for, because he made it. He had no ulterior motives. He was just like, hey, I thought I could bring some value to you. Your website looked like it could need some sprucing up. Obviously not like that, because that's a little offensive, but he did something of value. He updated this guy's website, somebody of high value, saw that he could be impactful with the skills that Rand had. And so he's just sent off his website. And a couple weeks after that, the investor just retweeted his website on Twitter. And I think a couple weeks after that, another investor, not the same one, approached Rand because he saw his work and his value, and he got a project off of that. And the simplest thing is, like, show your value and don't just ask for money, but be you have to be able to show your worth. There you go. And that's the easiest way. That example right there is how I've been able to do it. I'm not successful with cold emails. Some people, that's their alley, but it's not mine. Okay.
I've also never been a cold email. It just feels so wrong. I know some people can do it so ruthlessly. They just get in people's inboxes that they don't even know. And I get those emails all the time from people. People I've never met. They want me to promote things, or they want me to design things, or whatever it might be, or they want to design for me. And it's like, I get it. You're hustling out there and you're trying to get clients. I get it. But it's like, who are you? Have we met yet? You're not. Exactly. And you can definitely tell, when someone is sending you a personalized email, that maybe we've never met before, but they follow me online or they've seen my stuff, and you can definitely tell that, versus someone who's sending you a very copy and pasted email. And sometimes they forget to put your real name in there. They just put like hello name, or they put someone else's name. Like they'll send an email to me and they'll put like, hello Brandon from the last email. And it's like, those are instant deletes, because if you don't take the time to get to know who I am, I'm all over the place online. Many designers are all over the place. Take a few minutes, learn about those people, and then reach out to them. Twitter's also a good place to reach out and have a little bit of a conversation. It's a little bit more personal than a cold email, so get in touch with them there. That helps as well. But very quickly, I did see someone ask about parallax scrolling in Adobe XD, if it's possible. Short answer is sort of. So right now in XD, there's no scroll triggers. You can scroll to. We have that at anchor points, new in XD, but that just goes from one point A to point B on a single artboard. I believe what this person's asking is, as you're scrolling, can something happen, some sort of animation take place? And not yet. Those are probably, scroll triggers. Those are coming at some point in the future. You can kind of fake it though. So if you're designing for mobile, for example, when you have a mobile phone and you're scrolling, you're moving your finger down. So in essence, it's kind of like a drag trigger. So if you design 2 artboards and you set up a drag trigger across both of those artboards, you can essentially kind of fake a parallax effect. Now on a website, when you're designing, it's a little bit more difficult because there isn't that scroll trigger. So you would need 2 artboards and you would have to fake it a little bit. But yeah, maybe at some point in the future we'll have scroll triggers, but it's probably a little bit of a challenge for the team to tackle.
Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to that.
Me too.
Basically, what I just did this without talking. Basically, you're using the pen tool. I basically just traced this edge here because I'm not doing that from mind, or it's just easier when there's reference. If you guys tuned in yesterday, you realized that I was an artist at first. I never do anything without reference. Okay, so we are going back to so we have our slime. That's how I created this one.
And that was, someone in the chat is asking, how is Brandon doing the milk splash? And I think that's probably what you were just explaining, right?
Yeah, so basically this milk thing, if you just press P on your keyboard, you get your pen tool, and you just trace along here. And so this is a thing that, I didn't explain. So if I were to trace this again, so I hit my P, I'm just going to put the points in. I basically just did a zigzag approach here. And what happens from this, I'm just going to go all around because this piece doesn't matter. It's all off the screen. But I can go into these touch points, just double click, and ooh, look at that. The points become milky, ladies and gentlemen.
The points become milky. Go ahead and quote that.
That's what the feature should be called, the milky feature. Basically, I don't know what happens technically. I don't know what you get these other points. They become fluid, I guess. What is the technical term for that, Howard?
I don't know like what you Bezier guys curves.
Yeah, you guys get the curves. So we're not out here that fancy. We use the words that come out of my mouth. So Howard's here for my technical challenges.
Sure. I like milky though.
All right, yeah, the milky curves. So that's what you can do. You just hit the pen, bam, bam, bam. And if you double click them, they just become curves. And you can either edit them together or hold Alt and manipulate one edge at a time. So that's how we work with that.
Fancy. We have someone in the chat, I'm in possibly, a question from a Windows lover. How to fight people who say Sketch is better? That's an interesting question. I love tackling these questions because obviously there's a lot of competition in this industry, and I think the competition's fantastic. And I've always been, if you follow me on Twitter, you've probably seen me talk about this a lot. I've always been someone who said that the best design tool is the one you feel more comfortable with. And a lot of people love Sketch, a lot of people love Figma, a lot of people love Adobe XD. And everyone is welcome to love whatever they want. So I don't see the point in fighting with people. I mean, people will, sometimes they get obnoxious about it and they say this tool is absolutely better than this other tool, and that's fine. But you know what? Everyone loves different things. I personally love Adobe XD because I find it's incredibly fast. It works well for what I need, especially on the prototyping side. It's very in-depth in terms of prototyping, whereas some other tools are lacking. And it's all down to personal preference.
Indeed. It's yeah. That people have some really strong feelings about these things, man.
Oh gosh, I see it all the time. It's crazy especially on Twitter. The design community on Twitter sometimes is just a little bit overboard. Like I'll just post something about Adobe XD, some sort of like tutorial that I just created, and somebody who doesn't even follow me will just jump in there and just jump on me about some other design application. And it's great. All these design applications are fantastic. And I think that's really going to push the industry forward. It's going to push us to innovate and create new things. It's going to push the other platforms to innovate and create new things. But it's like, I get it. you like your design tool. I like mine. Let's get along, right?
Day. Yeah, let's call it a day. And it's really funny. It's just like, you know, to me, it's kind of the same as like someone's going down the street and someone sneezes, and it's just like, oh my God, how dare you? How dare you? That's what it's like to me when there's like conversations of, what is it? You know, software of choice.
Yeah, same thing with the gaming industry, like the Xbox versus PS4 debates. Like they're basically both the same console. They just some have exclusive games. If you look at the specs, right, maybe one slightly outperforms the other one, but it's like, I don't want to see people giving death threats to developers and other gamers because they prefer one console over the other. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I've never really found a game other than, what is it? What is it? Legend of Zelda that I will buy, that and Super Smash Bros. That I will buy a Nintendo console just to play that game.
Yeah.
I've never had that situation with really anything. So I don't know. And plus, I mean, we've had this conversation before. I'm totally a PC nerd. I love World of Warcraft. Guys in the chat, I know we're talking design right now, and I know we're on design stuff, but hey, +1 for World of Warcraft. Who's with me? I'm a super nerd there.
Yeah, I was big into that before, probably up until Lich King came out.
Yeah.
Mike is saying, what about InVision Studio? How is XD better? Honestly, I haven't used InVision in a long time, so I can't even compare the two. So I'm not even gonna get into that. Again, I like XD, not just because I'm being paid by Adobe, but I love it. I used XD, go to my Twitter account, you can probably search it, from when it was first announced as a beta. Throw it in the chat if you know what the name of the beta was for Adobe XD. Long before I even became an employee, I was using XD. And it's just a personal preference. I found it very quick, and it worked for my needs, but another tool may work for your needs.
All right.
So what's going on?
I actually
over there?
I know who Mike is, and it's actually hilarious because this is a daily conversation that we have with each other. But
okay.
So what I'm doing is
he trolling?
Yeah, it's funny that you read that out loud.
Okay.
Because we don't have a phone
Mike.
conversation per day where that's not a conversation. So right now I'm making these buttons really quick, and I'm actually using it's not, I guess it's new, but our forget the technical term, but our padding feature.
Content aware layout.
Yes, there we go. Where we basically have, I've made one button, I've made another, I've set the padding that I want this button to have. So if I write anything else in here, I don't have to do any of that extra work. So that's something that I'm just like, yes, Adobe. That's right, Mike. Yes, Adobe. Okay, what is it? Most popular.
And we have some fun updates to content aware layout in the works. So stay tuned for that.
I'm excited. See, you make me so excited when you're like, yes, we have so many cool things coming out right now, but
I was actually using some of these new features coming out just before this stream. So they're getting close.
Man,
good stuff.
Know. All right, this is 7. We're just gonna leave this at 9. I know this is a little small, but we'll get back to it when we'll figure everything out as we go along. But we want to at least throw this as much stuff as we can on the canvas right quick.
Soundar is asking, is there any feature to export prototype as a high quality video? So yes and no. If you are on the Mac, if you're using XD on the Mac, you can record a prototype from within the desktop preview. You hit the play button at the top right, and you'll see a little record button at the top right of that window, and it'll record based on your native resolution of your monitor. So if you're using a 4K monitor, then the quality of the video is going to be much higher. Now, if you're on Windows, like Brandon's on right now, and this is not a dig at that, but if you're on Windows, because of limitations on the Windows operating system, XD cannot offer in-app recording. So you'd have to use something like Windows Game Bar, which is built into Windows 10, Windows G, and that'll launch it. Or you can use something like OBS, which also does, it's free, and it also records your screen as well.
Oh, is that Windows doesn't have that record thing?
It doesn't. No, we've been
Wow.
working with Microsoft to try to find ways around it and incorporate it, but yeah, Windows for whatever reason has some limitations on screen recording within applications. At least for like newer, I forget what UWP I believe it is, something like that. Yeah, there's some weird limitations with Windows. That's the same reason why the Windows app on XD app on Windows doesn't have a true menu bar at the top, like File, edit, that sort of thing, because the UWP guidelines, at least back then, they suggested you put things like contextually inside of the application. It was a little bit strange, but I think they're easing up on some of those limitations, so maybe the future looks a little bit more brighter, but yeah, at least for now, there are some things missing or in different locations.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Because people were actually asking me, they were like, well, for Windows you can't record, and it wasn't up until this week that I started using Windows. Usually I'm using my Mac, but per the circumstances, PC's a lot stronger than my MacBook Air right now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, didn't know that. Good to know. So what I'm doing right now is I'm making my cards. I do have my cards already pre-made, but I do want you guys to see how I'm doing. And I'm basically I keep doing that. I basically just making a rectangle. I have my images and my assets all over here to the side. And I'm basically just pulling them over top. Or I think this works too. Under or over top what I want to make in this card. In this case, it's a card. And I'm just selecting them both and hitting Control Shift M, in my case, Command Shift M if you are a Mac user. So, let's see.
And of course, if you have those images on your computer as JPEGs or PNGs or whatever it might be, you can always just drag them into a shape just to mask it automatically.
There must be some magic I don't know.
Oh no, Brandon. Yeah, so if you have a rectangle on your, or even an existing image, if you go to Explorer on Windows and you just drag an image into one of those shapes, it'll mask it automatically.
Oh, what?
Did I just blow your mind?
I thought that was a thing from within the because I've done it before, but I guess it was on accident. I started bringing my photos in here and was like, why won't it go in the square? Like, go in. But because I've seen there's plugins that allow you to do that with the Unsplash plugin, where you just click the thing and you just click the photo. Everything goes in. So I actually don't have these saved to my computer. I deleted them because otherwise I would be doing that. I'm actually gonna leave these photos as is right now. We can change them up later, but I want to get the animations going. So I'm going to go ahead and just group all these really quick.
I love the almost like the cascading look to that, where the one in the middle is a little bit larger and then the one on the sides are a little bit smaller. So I'm imagining when this animation does take place, it's going to look really nice as they kind of come in and out.
Yes, and I think our middle one is just a little thick. We need it to be a little bit taller. Boom. Pull that to the center. All right, I think we can work with that. I'm also going to, before we do those cards, I want to make sure that my icons here are at least in check. So what I'm gonna do is, and I'm sure there's a million ways to do this, but I do it the ghetto way. I make my square in my column, and what's the smart techie way of doing this, Howard?
Well, I don't know what you're doing.
Oh, I'm just centering my icons in these columns.
Oh, okay. I mean, you can just drag out some guides and snap it to the left and the right side of that milk image up there, and then just snap the center of those icons.
Oh, I guess we're gonna have to have a Brandon and Howard class after this so I can see how that works. Yeah, because I'm just like, make the square, center everything, and ta-da.
Hey, if it works, guys, go for it.
Exactly. All right, so we have our icons here. Where are we at? These seem a little bit smaller, so we can finagle those a little bit later. All right, so let's get back into our cards. I do think we have too much milk up here. Just drag that up.
GE is asking, is XD looking to have any AR tools in the future? I mean, Ultimately, probably. I don't know of any immediately on the horizon, but of course, many of the tools already in XD can be used to create AR experiences. And I think Andrea Hawk is a perfect example of that. She's using a lot of these tools, auto animate, masks, and that sort of thing, to create what an AR experience could look like. In terms of actually prototyping or previewing on an AR device, that's probably a very big challenge that I think ultimately the team probably wants to get to at some point. But it's all about, when's the right time? What priority does that look like? Of course, this year our priority is definitely collaborative tools, in addition to a few other things that we're working on. But with everything going on with remote working and the whole COVID situation, definitely focusing on collaboration. But AR is definitely going to get more exciting as the years go on, especially once augmented reality fits nicely and elegantly into glasses like these. That's when I think the whole industry is going to explode. Right now it's in a weird spot, but I think we're going to get there.
I would, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I will be one of the first people to put wearable technology in my eyeball.
Oh, absolutely. Have you seen Black Mirror?
I have, but I try to stay away from it. I know we were talking about dreams earlier, but those give me the wrong dreams.
That's true. Some of them are
not so good ones.
It definitely shows the bad side of some of these things. But one of the earlier episodes, they had implants of some sort, and it allowed them to capture everything that they see. I would totally get one of those things. I know there's a very dark side of some of this stuff, but I would get implantable chips and cameras, and I'm just weird like that. But yeah, I would do it.
Yo, we could play Animal Crossing while designing, I think.
What if I am right now?
That would be See, I knew you worked for Elon Musk. I knew it. But yeah, I don't know. Have you heard of Neuralink? I know we're getting to some strange things.
Oh yeah, Elon Musk is he's an interesting guy. But Neuralink is interesting because when it was initially announced, first of all, people thought Elon was crazy, which, I mean, you can argue that he might be. I like his stuff though. I have a Tesla and it's a fantastic car, but sometimes he's a bit much.
His Twitter feed.
What was that?
His Twitter feed.
Yeah, he should stop tweeting. But, the Neuralink thing, when he first announced it, people, of course, jumped to the conclusion that he wants all of us to become artificial intelligence, and they went down rabbit holes on why you should not do something like this. But when they did the big announcement on the first working prototype, I think it was, or some of the first tests, they really focused on the medical benefits of, bypassing the spinal cord so that people who are paralyzed can walk again and that sort of thing. Helping people with dementia or Alzheimer's. So in that respect, I think Neuralink is fantastic. But then, of course, he went on to say that eventually he wants to merge the human brain and artificial intelligence, which on the surface, it could be kind of interesting because it'll give us quick access to information. But then, you start thinking of what could possibly go wrong, and a lot can go wrong. So, there's got to be regulation on some of this stuff.
I know. I'll wait for Neuralink V2 or maybe even V3. I
don't know
gotta
if I would want to be a test dummy for version 1. No.
Even if that ad comes through me on Instagram and it's like, get superpowers today, I'll be like, I'll wait for superpowers V2. Yeah. But I don't know. The future is very interesting, man. I feel like, how people are like, dang, I feel old. I feel like that hits me more and more every day, especially even with TikTok.
Oh, God.
I know. +1 in the chat for TikTok. +1. +2 for nah.
There's going to be no +1s.
+1 for yay. +2 for nah. All right, let's hit it. All right, so where am I at in the design? Because I'm having fun and I'm losing myself. All right, so we're getting into this next bit. We started here. We did fairly well. We have everything that we need. We have our cards. We have our icons here. They still seem a little fat, but your boy's got fat thumbs. So
got some chunky milk. What's the what's the name of the logo icon or logo typeface? Someone's asking.
This is Lobster. It's totally free. Just
Lobster's
type in.
Great.
Yeah, I dig Lobster. And by the way, guys, I totally forgot to make a shout out to my man Daniel 3ns.s. This is him on Instagram, and this is the link to where you can find this, which is not
You're blanking out. I think you need some Neuralink in your life.
I do. But yeah, Daniel S. Pop it in on Instagram and or the internet, and you'll find all his amazing stuff. So, all right, let's get back to the milk. So we are getting into this screen here. This is what our transition is going to look like so that we are all on the same page. All right, let's wait for it just so you guys, we're all, there's some cows. We got a lot today to get into, guys. We'll see how far we get into.
You know what we need to do I need to also fix your green screen. That's what I have to do. But
oh no.
Don't worry about it. I'll fix it.
All right.
Because Adobe XD now has audio support, when you tap on one of those cows, it needs to moo.
All right. You'll walk me through that one. All right. So let's see. We have our swipe. We have our tap into the search. We have that pull over, and then we got that milk. All right. So let's begin the creation of these milk duds.
Milk duds, go for it.
Yes. So the first thing we are going to do is we're going to make this drip fall down, which is actually super awesome. This is actually one of my favorite pieces to do. So let's make sure. So this is at the bottom. All right. We want to make sure that this is at the bottom as well. Excellent. So all we have to do is we are going to click into this, and we're actually just going to pull, just for starters, we're going to click into all these points here, and we're just gonna drag these things all the way to the bottom. Y'all feel me? All right, we're just gonna just like that. Boom.
Fancy.
To the bottom. We fancy out here, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Chocolate milk only. So we pulled them down, but we kind of want them to flatline as they hit this edge here.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see the difference in a second. I wonder if we can do this. I want to show you guys the difference between what it is now and what we're going to make it. So we're going to prototype really quick. We're going to, when we touch this thing, want it to go over here, auto animate. Well, we can leave it at ease out for right now. We're only just trying to check out what's happening for right now, because I know, but I'm not sure if you guys. So if we click this, it just shoots down, which is, that's like, oh yeah, the milk moved, great. But nah, we're cooler than that.
Excuse me, Brandon. The milk moves.
It moved, guys.
No?
All right.
Okay.
No, it was there. We can have two sound things. We can have one when we click the milk and it goes, we're moving. And then we can have another audio thing for the cow.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Oh, we're in prototype. So we're going back to design. It was, that was a basic animation, but we are not basic out here unless you want me to be. So we're going to just flatline everything. So we're here. Oh, Lord, please let me click. Right, click. We're just going to drag everything straight. And I wonder if I can actually do this. Oh, I can't. All right. So flattening everything. Boom. And it doesn't matter the look of how things look, because this looks a little busted down here, but it's fine. Everything's Gucci, guys. And boom. All right, flatline.
That's one of the coolest things about auto animate in XD, and I've done some pretty crazy stuff with it, is that you can animate paths, which is nice. You can animate paths and Boolean objects and masks, and you can do crazy stuff like this, like animating milk.
We animating milk out here, boys and girls.
I think this is the first time we've animated milk on Adobe XD, so well done, Brandon.
I'm glad. We need to have a first every time that we're on here together.
We're gonna send you a golden glass of milk you can display on your shelf or something.
Yo, that would actually be dope. That and a golden XD pillow. I would front that like no other. I wouldn't even have an intro for my Instagram videos anymore. I would just be like, hey guys, this is my golden pillow of XD, and here's my glass of golden milk.
Yeah, you're the milk guy.
I'm the milk guy. All right, so we want to actually change this. I'm gonna do snap really quick and increase the duration of this, just so we can see some of that goo happen. There we go. So it has like
slow that. So what I want you to do is really slow that thing down. Do like 5 seconds, just so that people in the chat who are watching can see what's happening as that animation is taking place.
5 segundos. That's not even a language.
Look at that.
So we wouldn't have that slow, but
course.
just for like showing you guys what happens and what's happening to the end pieces there, we kind of wanted to not just go straight down, but to have the falling effect. And this is just how I'm animating it for the sake of time, but you could do some really cool things with that that milk animation or that falling animation. But we're gonna put this back to 0.8. I think that's fine for us. I think that's Gucci. Yeah, that's fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now what we're gonna do with these, what shall we do? I think these can just fall.
While you're contemplating life over there, Ritesh is asking, is there a way to be on Adobe Live? I can't answer it completely because I'm not on the Adobe Live team, but I do know for a fact that they're always in the chat, so they're watching right now, and they're always also on Behance. They're on Instagram, they're on Dribbble, they're looking for people all over the place. They're at Adobe Max, that's how they found Brandon. Brandon and I were chatting, they found Brandon through Adobe Max. So they're always looking for people. Right now, things are in a weird situation because of COVID, everything's being done remotely. So it's very different. When things hopefully go back to normal, then we can, start flying people into San Francisco again and hosting them live in our studios. So yeah, things are in a weird spot right now, but we're always looking for new Adobe Live guests. So keep putting your work out on Behance, keep talking to us on Twitter, and we will find you. We're always watching.
Perfect. So this is what we got so far.
Brandon's like, shut up.
No, we will find you and give you good. Never mind. I was trying to make a milk joke. It wasn't the time.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't. Yeah.
It was a bit stale.
It was totally stale. We don't do that. But this is what we got. This is nice. It's nice and bouncy. We have that back and forth. We're good. We're good on that transition.
All right. Bouncy
So
milk.
now we are going to get in. So we have that. Boom. We're going to push that. We have that logo to go down, and we need our milk duds to come back in. I wish this animation wasn't so long so I could just like focus on that one transition. All right. Boom. Cards.
I think you can download videos from Dribbble and then like scrub them somehow.
Well, we won't go through that whole workflow. I shouldn't for next time.
All right.
Boom. All right. That's what we're going to do. We are going to, where's our XD? All right, so what we need to do is we need these things to go away. So we're gonna go back to, let's actually work on these cards because that's an animation we have yet to do.
Mm-hmm.
So when we click on, I haven't done this on drag, so we might do some stuff, but we're gonna do it on click full right now. But we might be able to do it with drag as well. So all I'm gonna do is I'm going to make this a component. I am going to make a, actually, you know what? I think I might have lied. How did I make this in the other one?
What are you thinking about?
I want this to, let me show you guys what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
Because I have it. We need to do this.
Got it. Yeah, so
And
for
for
that you'll
some
have two separate artboards. At least at the moment. We may have some things in the works that'll
right,
solve for that.
Right. And with this doesn't need to be a component. It's just a transition.
You can make it a component if you want to, but you definitely don't need a component for that.
All right. I was brain farting. I was like,
It happens.
Yeah. All right. So now I am in full motion here. So we're gonna group that up again. Just need to jog. See, this is why we do work up front, because I'm just like, well, when I'm in the moment, I'm not entirely sure how we about to do this, but we got Howard, and things help us jog our memory.
That's what I'm here for. Milk puns and to help figure things out.
Yes. All right. So let's make this. What size is this? 202. And we are just gonna lock this so I can put the width of this up. Let's see if this works. All right. This might be a sloppy way of doing this, but we'll get there. All right. So we are going to, what size is this? 178. Gonna lock this. Want to decrease the size.
Now, we've been making a lot of milk puns, but I would love to hear in the chat. Give us your best milk or cow puns. Just throw it in there. I want to be entertained.
Are we gonna score them? How are we doing this?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
I'm just gonna make sure that everything is in the right spot here. All right, we're good there. Delete that, boom. And let's see. So where are we at? Oh, I didn't even create the prototype here. I mean, I guess I can do the on click of this. We're gonna go over here, tap, and I wonder if we can do the drag.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do that. Easing, let's do snap because that's my favorite. And we're just gonna do the same thing over here. We drag that jump, we're gonna go back over here. Auto animate, snap, drag.
And of course, if you had more than 2 artboards, you can wire up the individual cards rather than the entire group.
Whole.
But yeah, you can do that.
Gotcha. Yeah, and just for the sake of time, because this is what I had planned, but yeah, definitely you can, with more time, the more detail you can do. So This is dope. All right, and we can, if we have time, we can definitely do the selection because we still have to put in more images here, but I'm all for getting the structure down and then putting in the details. Are you the same way?
Sometimes. It depends what I'm working on, but I would say more often than not, getting the structure down helps tremendously. Because, something in your head can sound, and it might feel amazing in your head as you're kind of planning things out. Then you start designing high fidelity from the start, and then just nothing works. So I'd rather spend a lot less time just with a bunch of boxes just to make sure that it's going to work,
right,
and then kind of build upon that.
Definitely. All right, so what are we doing next? Next, we want to get into this search box because we need to get here. Now, what we are going to do is...
Val says, I'm loving how this stream is moving along.
Val, all right. I think we can get, well, I don't know. I know you're moderating the chat, but let's see how many cow, moo, or whatnot jokes we can get. And let's see, you pick which ones are the best. You're going to score them.
Edgar is saying the only one, so he's saying why cows don't have toes? Because they lack toes. Like
what do they have?
Lactose?
Oh my God. That's pretty good. That is pretty good.
Where does Russian milk come from? Moss cows.
Moss cows. That's some good stuff, guys.
Oh boy, this is great.
All right. What am I? All right, guys. So we're going to get into my search bar really quick. I'm just going to pull it out for reference. Obviously, we're going to make it right quick, but all you got to do, hit that R for rectangle. I'm going to pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
Blam. There we go. It's blam. It's not boop for me.
All right,
it's
fine. Blam.
Blam.
Steven is asking, why not make the carousel a component with a mask to allow for a number of states and not having to put more artboards? So let me just, did I mute myself? No, I'm good. So at the moment, components and states don't support drag triggers. Of course, if Brandon wanted to, he could have gotten away with it and kind of faked it using tap triggers. So you can tap on the next card and it would transition to another state. He can definitely do that. But if you wanted to use drag, if he's going to be previewing on mobile, then you need 2 artboards, at least at the moment. Tia says, this is utterly the best conversation in chat. Yes.
See, we just got to come to the show with just like, this is like podcast meets design live.
This is great.
I like this. All right. So what we are going to do, we are going to pull this all the way. This is why we have water on standby, because my throat is not happy right now.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and take a drink.
All right, let's do it.
I'll take one
of my Hershey's cup, #sponsored.
Wait, Hershey's is sponsoring you? Send some of that chocolate
no,
over to me.
I would be so thick, Howard. Hershey chocolate milk. This is why. All right, so we got that. I'm going to type out search real quick. Okay. We are going to go to my text stuff. I know this is white. I'm just gonna go ahead and change it back to black.
While you're kind of focusing on that search area, I think now could be an interesting time to dive in very quickly to the Anima plugin. And I can walk you through this because you just took a peek at it. But if you have, go ahead and hop into your plugins panel.
Oops.
There you go. Go to Anima, and then you have the, go ahead and search, or just select just the search text. And then you see down below it says form and text. Yeah, you can press on that, and then you can choose the text input. And from here, you're able to choose the type of text, which text is fine. And then you can also have a placeholder, which you can type in something like search, for example. Yeah, there you go. And then, you know, it's not going to reflect on the actual artboard, but if you publish this, you might not be able to now because you probably don't have a project set up, I'm not sure. But if you publish it and then preview it in the browser, you'll actually be able to click into that text field and then type something out, which is kind of fun.
Let's try. I think we actually can.
Oh,
I do have.
There we go.
See, because I have done a couple tests with this.
Okay.
And it might not show exactly. Let's see. We're gonna open it up. All right. So we do have our input here. So this is actually a really cool the feature of Anima.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know we have a couple things messed up down here, but I definitely recommend you guys check out Anima. It has a really cool, especially for web-based stuff. You can play with a lot of really cool things there.
Yeah, there's a few things that they probably need to look at in terms of components, and I think repeat grids. There's a few masking issues, but I think almost every few days they're releasing a new update to fix some of these problems. So, yeah, it's kind of cool.
Definitely. All right, so let me just get this search thing under wraps really quick. Boom. All right, make sure everything is centered-ish.
Yeah.
All right.
It doesn't have to be
now
perfect.
we need to. No, it does not. Now I'm gonna hit the background real quick with a little gradient, and not going to do the background color if you guys are curious about that. Let's see, Phil.
Cam is asking about plugins. What plugins do you use? You know, I know you showed icons for design, but what other plugins do you use on a fairly regular basis?
Let's see. To be honest, this is probably the most undraw, and I do have unsplash. Reason being, why you guys don't see it is because I've switched to PC. I was trying out Quest AI. This is a very interesting application, but the main go-to things that save me time on a regular basis: icon for design, user profiles, undraw, unsplash, and sometimes this lorem ipsum thing.
Oh yeah, that's always good.
Yeah.
Do you use UI faces at all?
What is that?
Oh,
that's a no. So what is that?
I use it all the time. It's great if you need, if you're working on a repeat grid of a contact list, or you just need a face for a profile. You can load up UI faces and then pull in faces. You can set a variety of specifications, and it pulls in from either Unsplash or IMDb, or this person does not exist, or a lot of different sources. That way you can just get a nice variety of people in your projects.
Oh, well, hold on. Real people?
Sometimes.
Oh, I just use this.
Okay, that works too.
User profile. I don't know who these people are. It says they give you names and stuff, so it's a little creepy. It would be really strange if this happens to be me sometime. So I don't know. I don't know if these are real people, but it's you get people's images just a click of a button. So that's really helpful sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into these milk duds. I will say I don't feel like drawing them, but I'll show you guys how I drew them as well.
Do it.
I'm just gonna go to my assets really quick. I'm just gonna pull them all onto the artboard really quick. So we got milk, we got butter, cream cheese. We already have milk. Put that back. Cream.
This is a bad combination for someone who's lactose intolerant.
Trust me. Never mind. I know how to paint. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh
When it
boy.
comes to lactose.
And for blobs like this, I forget the exact website. Someone in the chat probably knows it, but there's a website, there's like a blob generator online. You can
Really?
create blobs like this very easily. You can export them. You can probably even copy them in SVG and then pop them directly into XD as vector files. It's like blob, I forget what it was, like get blob or something like that, but it's pretty fancy.
Huh. More. All right, and then we have the yogurt. All right, let's get that on. And again, I'm sure you guys are like, well, some of the corners or whatever, you can see the edges or whatnot. Again, you can smooth this out like butter if you really wanted to. But again, I really want to get into like how to get these things animated, because I feel like that's the more value that you guys are gonna get out of this, how to make these things flow together really well.
Yeah.
So let me just arrange everything here.
Sure.
And if we have time, of course.
Yeah, and Jack and Lisa just posted it, blobmaker.app.
Word.
Yeah.
I have to check that out. All right, so we have our search bar. We're gonna work our way into going from here to animating into here. So let's see what we have so far. So we have our drag cards back and forth.
Yep.
Now let's see this. All right, so we have our basics, but we want to have something weird's happening. I see a glitch. Oh, that feature. That's the Z thing happening. All right, so we have a couple things to fix. We have that feature stuff that keeps popping up. And we also want to make sure that title is underneath everything. And we want these to pop in a super cool way. All right, so let's start with this featured stuff.
And this is another benefit we were talking about earlier of structuring things out before you get into high fidelity. Just making sure all these animations work, everything's in the right place, ordered correctly, and then you can make things look pretty later.
Yeah. I'm just very messy. Like, I don't think I've ever had, unless we talked about this yesterday, I have never really had to hand off design files that are super pretty.
Right.
It's just because, like you said, we have things like Webflow. Webflow they only need assets, right? There's just like, here's the structure, and put the assets where it needs to go.
Yep.
So it was only, I think, back in the day where you had to be like very strict and you had to like red line all your design handoffs to your developer, where you had to be really, really specific about how you built stuff, your layers. And granted, it is nice if you have a large team to name your files and all that and be super professional. But yeah, I have not had to do that, because you can click on elements nowadays. And I mean, granted, I've never had to do files and stuff, but as long as someone else is able to function in your file, I think anybody should be fine.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, we definitely hear from some developers that they absolutely hate when someone gives them an XD file or a Photoshop file with like 700 layers that are not named. But you know, you don't want to anger your fellow developers.
Yeah. Well, how are the? Because that's actually, I haven't had a developer have to deal with my my XD file. I mean, because XD has the inspect, right? Right.
Yeah, you can share as a design spec, and then anything that you've manually marked for export, they'll be able to grab. Also, your colors and character styles. So it's a little bit easier in that sense, because a lot of we used to hear a lot, not as much anymore, is why can't we open XD files in Photoshop, because my developer is asking for those Photoshop files. And the reality was, when we actually spoke to developers, they were just used to that workflow. They don't actually like looking through Photoshop files and manually exporting the assets that they need. They would much prefer a design spec that they can open up, get all the assets that are already marked, grab the character styles, see the padding and all that stuff, and then just continue with their life. So yeah, it's a little bit easier in XD with design specs.
Definitely. It's something that I absolutely love, and I actually saved a friend of mine like tons of money as an agency, just switching all in one to XD, because it like, from a designer workflow to developer workflow to design system workflow for an enterprise or just a company, it's all there.
Right.
And I actually had a couple friends yesterday, or even people messaged me on Instagram, and they were like, I had no idea you could do that in XD. I'm like, this is why you watch tutorials and you come to Adobe Live and watch how this stuff, watch the workflow of, this is just one part, but I'm sure sometimes you guys break down how this stuff goes to a developer and how you can make that workflow even easier. There's tutorials you guys have online.
Yeah, and we're gonna definitely continue bridging that gap between designers and developers, because we hear that feedback a lot, that there needs to be better tools and better workflows to hand off assets, or to even provide additional code directly within the experience. Not too long ago, we introduced CSS snippets in specs, so you can dive in there, just grab bits of CSS for shadows or whatever it might be. And the team is definitely going to continue building upon some of these things to make that experience even better.
Definitely. All right, so we're going to get into a little bit of complicated scenario here. So now we're in a good spot. We're going to start messing with these blobs. So we have our search thing. Nothing is really hiccuping here.
Looks like the background tweaked a little, sort of little tweak over there.
The featured stuff, this thing.
Oh, maybe not. Something was weird.
Yeah, this featured thing is still doing that thing. I thought I fixed that.
And just a reminder, we have about half an hour until we're going to dive into Discord and take a look at some of those challenge entries. So if you haven't been working on those challenges, now's your chance. Hit that challenge tab at the top. And in a few hours, Andrea is going to be on Adobe Live, kicking off day number 1.
All right, so we have group 26. We need to make sure this is called group 26. Or actually, I'm just going to copy paste. Okay. Here, and we are going to make sure this is at one layer above our background. Let's see if that worked. And I think I left something out over here. Just want this below our GUI stuff. Gonna make that transparent. Okay. All right, let's see where we are. Ugh, come on, guys. Featured. Why is that still happening?
Oh, yeah, it is. And is it underneath? Let's see. Oh, I see. So on that artboard, the goo is underneath the featured text towards the bottom of that layers panel.
Yeah. Underneath the featured.
Yeah, see, there's featured.
And
then make sure featured is underneath.
Where's the featured?
Right? Maybe.
Why am I not saying? Oh, lol. Oh, you know what? Okay, this is what we're doing. Featured, and then I think these are. Yeah, those are those things. All right, we're gonna actually delete this. Where's my feature? Delete that. I'm going to, because I accidentally recreated this stuff over here and grouped it, so that was an issue. I'm gonna push that down to the back. Bring it above just the goo.
Bring it above the goo.
Below. Is it a? It's below the goo. All right, let's see if that works. That should work. Yeah, teamwork. All right. See, this is, ladies and gents, this is why we do what we do.
Fancy.
Smooth as butter. All right. So let's see what's next. All right. So this is the complicated part, or not complicated, but that we're gonna get some milk dud action here. We're gonna copy all those, bring them over here, and we are going to.
Oh boy, things are getting crazy.
Yes, this is where things get a little funky. I'm going to lock all of my milk duds.
Well, Lisa brings up a good point. She says, I love when things don't work perfectly, because then we can see the problem solving live. And that's the one thing I love about Adobe Live is, of course, us as streamers, we want everything to be perfect. But in reality, a lot of the viewers, they want to see the mistakes because they've run into these mistakes themselves. And honestly, we run into the mistakes all the time. You know, we of course mask them sometimes, especially in our videos. Everything is picture perfect. But mistakes happen, especially in the design world. So seeing these things and seeing Brandon brainstorm, you know, the layer order and the animation controls and that sort of thing, it's incredibly valuable.
I'm just making all these things super tiny.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm very curious to see what's going on here.
We are going to, we'll see.
Oh boy. Brandon's thinking, I don't know if this is going to work or not.
This is the number one most difficult part of this. All right, so we're just going to turn the opacity down on all these components. All right, we're gonna see what happens. Do not yell if your eyes pop or like scream at me. Don't scream at me if your eyes just like explode.
Okay, that wasn't too bad.
That wasn't too bad. Oh, what happened? Why didn't it go back?
Did that artboard go back to the first one where those blobs weren't present on the small blobs?
Ooh.
Or did it go to the second?
Watch, guys. Watch how smart Howard is, because I know it is. Watch prototype. Look at that arrow. Look at that. Look at that Howard
done this before.
I know. He's got that Neuralink right now. He's not telling us. He's V1, guys. All right. So what am I doing?
Instead of going to the first artboard, go to the second.
All right. Here we go. Boom. Pow. All right. Boom. Here. There we go. Fancy. All right, guys. I thought I was gonna die on that one. My hands are sweating. I was like, oh no, we got almost 1,000 people in here. Like, he did it wrong. The blobs are. No.
Evo or Ivo is asking, how do you make animations for a dribble presentation of the design? It's kind of a loaded question because there's no right way of doing it. I mean, Brandon is showing the process of creating some of these animations now. The only thing that would probably differ in that workflow is that Dribbble accepts only videos or photos that are 4:3. So when I do any of my Dribbble shots, the video is 1200 by 900. So that'll allow me to export that video and then upload it directly on Dribbble. Of course, if you were to export this that Brandon's creating right now, Dribble's not going to accept it because it's not the right ratio. So just keep that in mind, but everything else, you know, just kind of follow along what Brandon's doing, using auto animate and that sort of thing.
All right, so now we are going to get into this piece here.
Kerwin says, holy cow.
Hashtag holy cow. That's today's hashtag.
Yeah.
All right, so we have our cards. We have our search.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to click on milk, and that's going to expand and get us to our map.
All right, so are you going to do the little animating blob things? Little milk churning?
All right, so...
you can do that later if you want.
Yes, because that takes time.
Yeah,
we're gonna do like because that's one of the things I was trying yesterday, where you have like that timed animation that I was talking about, but also interaction as well. So we get to that next artboard.
Right.
That was one of the things.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's really cool. We definitely, even if we don't have time for it, I do have a loop of it, I believe, unless I deleted it. So we can get into that if we want to.
Sure.
All right, so these things, Milk Dud should definitely be in front of everything. So I'm just gonna hit Control, Shift, and right bracket to bring that at the top of my layers, because we need that to cover all these other things when it expands.
Right.
All right, bring that up. Go back to my other Milk Dud. Control, Shift, right bracket. All right, so we're gonna do that. And what's happening? We're going to make this 0, and let's just go back for reference.
Okay, I see. So then it immediately fades into the next experience, which are the cows.
Yep.
Got it.
All right, and I'm just gonna pull in. I'm not gonna search for an image of that map. I already have one here, and I did this beforehand, guys. But basically, how I did this is I literally just went on Google Maps, screenshotted something, and you know what? Elise told me about mapbox.com, where you can generate maps, I guess, to help.
That's a good one. I also use Snazzy Maps a lot. It's fantastic because they have some presets. Then you can customize pretty much any aspect of those maps, which is kind of fun.
Yeah. Is that like a .com thing, or is it a plugin?
Yeah, I'm hoping they create a plugin at some point, but yeah, snazzymaps.com. It's great.
I tried to see if there was a map related plugin for Adobe XD. There kind of is one, but it's not in English, and I wasn't comfortable with not knowing the street names.
Right, yeah. There used to be...
I was like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, there used to be a plugin called Maps Generator or something like that. It was great too. I think also Sam Anderson, one of the designers on XD, helped design that plugin, but they were having server issues, so I think they had to pull it.
Go back to my layers, pal.
Moinul is asking, can you animate the milk butter shapes with the anima plugin? For example, using GIFs. The short answer is you probably can. If you already have those blobs that are animating as a GIF on your computer, then you can sort of embed it using the anima plugin. You're not going to see it preview live on XD because XD doesn't at the moment support GIFs. But if you do preview it in the browser on Anima's website, then you will absolutely see those animate. So it's like a yes and no answer.
All right, where did this go? Oops. We have the map, but this is odd. All right, we're going in here. Want my map here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I want this at least under our milk thing. Okay, we're gonna put 0. Under our thing, expand 0. All right, let's just take a look at what this is, or what's happening here. So we're gonna prototype. When we click on this, we want to go over to our map and let me see what's happening here. All right, there we go.
That wasn't too bad, actually.
Yeah, so let's take a look at it again, because I know I did it pretty quickly. So how I did this was I have a map. You guys can check out in my layers palette. I have the milk dud on top of my map, which is at 0 opacity right now. So if I turn it on, that's what it looks like, but I'm turning it to 0. So basically when we get to this next artboard, when the milk dud expands and goes to 0 opacity, it shows what's underneath of it, and it's this map, which is in this artboard 100% opacity.
Right.
Cool beans.
Cool beans.
Cool in the chat if we're following. Or number one in the chat, peeps.
Throw some ones in there. Or if you
throw
have
some
no idea
ones
what's
on
going on, throw some 7s.
Yeah. Okay. Who keeps putting boop in the chat? I wish goat had B for boop.
There you go. I mean, you can change it to boat, I suppose.
Oh. All right, let's see. Where was I at? So I think we need some cows now.
We do need some cows.
So we click in
and some moose.
Milk. Yeah, all right. Now we have to pop in. Ooh, we gotta pull in some cows. That was it's a little extra.
We've got about 18, maybe 18 minutes until we dive into Discord. So the pressure's on.
Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, hit the. I'm not sure if you guys have clap emojis in the chat, but clap your boy on as antiperspirant, because it's getting hot in this room. Help me out, fan on me. Hopefully we can get through the rest of this.
I'm just so happy that LED lights don't emit much heat. I've got like 6 lights going on all around me. I'd be dying if they were traditional.
Yeah, I have one traditional light. I have another, and I'm like in a very small room. Thank God I'm moving because I have a full room where right now it's just like I can feel the heat of my computer.
Oh no.
All right, so we got about 4 cows here. We're just gonna do this really quick. We're gonna make one big one.
Those are cute cows, by the way.
Yeah, they're the first one on the page of Google search.
There you go.
That's how cute they are. They're that searched. All right, I think I did that right. I want to have 3 small ones and 1 larger one. And what we want to do is, as we click in, I'm gonna make this a little bit larger. as we click in, we want these cows to kind of drop down into place. So again, we're gonna bring these into our other artboard so that we can kind of set their position before they land on the next artboard.
Right.
So we're gonna just.
And are those just images of cows, or are they actually like vector files?
They're PNGs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if they're vector, then you can really get creative with it and have their heads move, and they can do lots of fun things. But never mind.
Yeah. You know, one thing that actually that brings me to something that would absolutely next thing in XD. I realized, like, if I want in one artboard this box to transition to this other box, but in color difference,
right?
Can't do that.
Yeah. So
that
right now you essentially need 2 layers. One of, like, let's say red and blue, and then one's 0% opacity, one's 100% opacity.
Yeah.
I know it's something the team wants to get to at some point to transition colors, but they haven't had the chance just yet.
Yeah, I know you guys are thinking about it.
Yeah, it honestly, it's probably all about fitting into the roadmap and figuring out where it goes in terms of priority. But yeah, I'd like that too.
All right, let's see. All right, so I'm actually going to add a back button in here because I'm sure you guys are like, well, how do you... Actually, there is no back button in this animation on
You can
Dribble,
never go back.
Yeah, I was like, how... It doesn't really make sense if I'm trying to get some milk.
Hey, dribble shots don't have to make sense.
Yeah. So, let's see. Dun, dun.
You know, I would be really impressed if there was an actual service out there that sold milk that had an app that looked this amazing. Because the reality is, especially companies that sell things like milk, their apps are not very good.
Who sells milk online?
I have no idea.
I was like, what is your service? Please share. All right, so let's see. I need to grab a couple things. I'm going to move this out of the way. I just hope that I remember that it's there. Let's turn the opacity on. All right, so I'm going to grab my search bar, my back button over here, copy, come over to this artboard, paste, make sure it's at the top of the artboard. So I didn't know I actually had opacity on this. That is a no-no. Turn that up.
GE is asking, how do you make the cow's head move? So if as Julia said, if they were vector images or vector illustrations, whatever you want to call them, then you can access the individual paths or individual layers within that illustration. And then on both artboards, you would just basically like tilt the head or turn it back or whatever it might be. Maybe for your next stream, Brandon, we can animate some cows.
Yes. All right, so this is what we have. Oh, that's interesting. Why did it bring up my... Where's XD, guys?
You broke it.
I did. What happened?
I don't know.
Is this... All right, here we go. All right, so we have the cows in place. We need to figure this thing out. And I'm gonna pull this.
And I remember in the dribble shot that you took a look at, underneath the cows, they had this like almost like a radar animation going on.
Yep.
How would you tackle that?
So how I would tackle that is I would drag out, hitting E, 2 circles like this, take the border off, make this a dark shade.
Can we animate a UFO picking up one of these cows? Can we do that?
Hold on. We're actually gonna try that if we're down.
Yes.
Are we down? All right. Let's try that. Let me grab a UFO really quick.
We just changed everything.
Wow, things got serious on on Google. It was just like, all right.
Apparently, there's 1,000
PNG.
people watching right now, and they better appreciate this UFO cow thing.
All right, bear with me, guys. All right, we're doing this for the stream. Let's see. Oh, that is a fake PNG. Come on, Google. That is a fake one. Let's see. I think this.
I'm putting Brandon on the spot here.
We're gonna do it, ladies.
He
and
was
gents.
not prepared for this.
That is.
What is that?
Google is fake. I want a real PNG, and it's, you know, like the PNGs where it's just like the Google image with the gray and white squares.
Oh yeah,
my
yeah.
God.
If you look somewhere on Google, you can go to like tools and then choose the color and then transparent, or if you just add the word transparent at the end of your search.
That's exactly what I'm on. And
Oh,
it's
really?
all lies.
Oh
yeah.
no, you're ruining it, Brandon.
I know. Hold on.
Chat
Let's see if we can do this.
depending on you. While you're looking for that, GE is asking, what hardware do you prefer using Adobe XD? So right now I am using an old school Mac Pro. I actually just ordered a new computer, but Brandon is using a PC. He's using Windows. You prefer Windows, you were talking about earlier?
To be honest, I really prefer Mac, but Windows, just because of my circumstances right now, it gives me the power that I need.
Sorry to interrupt, but Ryan is suggesting go to the Noun project and type in UFO, or you can also use maybe a plugin, like go to the icons for design, type in UFO, and just make that thing larger.
Oh, smartness. Let's do that.
Do it.
Let us do that.
We got 10 minutes until we take a look at challenges.
All right. What is the? Oh, lol.
Make the aliens happy, Brandon.
What is this? What is that? How is this? Guys, fix your algorithm. What is this?
Well,
send it back.
What if you type in alien or something?
Well, all right. Let's see if we can do this really quick.
Okay.
If this takes too long, then we're not gonna do it, ladies and gents. We're just gonna.
We're gonna have to invite you back. Oh, there we go. Just copy and paste it. Let's do this.
Is this even my file? All right. Why? Hold on.
No.
Let's go. Let's do this. We got this. We got this. Save. It should be fine now. Ooh, look at that.
There we go.
+1s in the chat, ladies and gents. We are good. +1s. All right. So we're gonna get this out of here, unless we want to use that first shadow. So let's go ahead and how do we want to do this?
Now we're making progress.
We are making progress.
So from the screen on the left to the screen on the right, what you can do is have the alien descend from the top, put it behind the search bar, so it kind of descends from that, and yeah, so put it like there you go, and put it behind the search bar so you can't see it initially. Then it's going to descend downwards, and then you can do like a timed animation where you can animate like a path that just kind of expands to have that beam come down. You look very confused.
I had tried to imagine it in my head. Hold on.
You can tell that Brandon had no idea this was coming. I didn't even know this was coming either, but we need to do this.
All right, so let me start the beam off here. So let's see, 1, 2, 3.
We got a bunch of +1s in the chat.
Hey, all right. Boom.
Ooh, fancy.
And let's see, we're gonna take this border out. We're gonna get our, what is it? We need yellow.
Yeah, yellow or green.
We can do green. I think that matches. Let's match this boy's or this thing's skin color. I think we. Boom. I think that.
Look at that.
Yeah. Let's fix this in here.
We're getting somewhere.
Yeah. Boom. Boom. And we are going to put this behind. There we go. All right. So we have this. We're gonna copy. Bring this up. And what shall we do? Is this opacity or is it gonna follow it?
It should probably follow. Well, yeah, in a perfect world, what would happen is you would see the alien descend, it would kind of snap into place, and then the beam would come out.
So
okay. You would need one more artboard.
Yes, we need, yes. Oh wait, low. All right, so let's see what's happening here.
Oh, Anthony says you can blur that shape too to give it like a, yeah, that could be fun.
Wait, is it the blur background?
No,
is that the thing?
Press the down arrow beside background blur and then do object blur.
You right.
And then just crank it down a little bit. Yeah.
Ooh.
Nice, Anthony.
Anthony, we love you. All right. We picking up cows today. That's what we do. I'm a cow picker.
This one from buying milk to abducting cows.
Yeah. All right, hold on. Let's get this back button in order so we can at least enjoy the animation. All right, here, here. All right, we going to get some milk, and then you know what? We can't. Cows abducted. Look at that.
Almost got it. There was some layer ordering issues in there, but we got
Wait,
the
what
idea.
happened? Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Why alien? You had one job and you didn't let me do it.
I agree, One Sock Wonder. I think one of my master classes should focus on exactly this. I'll just take what Brandon's already done and just completely change it and abduct some aliens and cows and stuff.
100%. Right, so
Aliens are scratching their heads. What are these humans doing? I agree, Ashy.
All right, I think we fixed it.
In a few thousand years, the broadcast of this stream is going to hit some planet, and they're going to watch this, and they're just going to give up.
All right, so this is image 28. Where are we at here? Image 28. It's underneath a rectangle.
Mm-hmm.
Underneath a rectangle.
Yep.
So what the problem is? I have no idea. I'm stuck.
It should be good. Play it again.
Because, I mean, it should be good. So we go to milk, comes down, it's fine. But when we hit that back button, it goes
Interesting.
dirt.
Is the layer name the same?
It is. It is. So we have image 28, which
Mhm.
should be alien. And then when we go over here, image 28.
Is there an opacity issue on the search bar or something?
New. Actually, what is this? Oh, I'm on the wrong artboard wall. Image 28. This is 100% opacity,
Mm-hmm.
and it's below the bar.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know what that is, because if I pull it above,
Right.
that is our alien friend.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no clue.
Oh, wait. Where is... When you press on the back button, where is that going? What screen is that going to?
It's going to this.
Oh, it is. Okay. That's
Yeah,
weird.
So that's a little funky. I have no idea.
Anyways.
Yes. We're going to turn down the opacity on this. We're going to just do a timing thing.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we're not going to do an opacity. We're going to do this first.
Oh, you're going to have it come down. Yeah.
Y'all. Told you we about to do that fancy stuff today, Howard. You didn't. It's not just about milk. This was the Easter egg that we were about to get into towards the end. This was all planned. It's about, those weird dreams I've been telling you. I knew this was going to happen. Someone in the chat was going to inspire me, or inspire us rather. And we were going to get into some otherworldly stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, timing. What is our time, Howard?
We have 3 minutes until we hop into Discord.
All right, we are going to do this animation real quick, and then we will re-go over everything that we have done. Sound like a plan? All right.
And it's possible that there aren't very many entries right now because Andrea hasn't done her stream just yet. So we may come back to this pretty quickly.
All right, sounds like a plan. All right, trigger, we want time, we want 0 delay, and we want that 0.4, my eyes are burning, that 0.4 animation. I don't know what that's gonna look like, but let's just take a look. I didn't see what happened, damn it.
Yeah. Start from the other screen with the blobs. And I think, the delay of 0 seconds might be throwing it off, but that's not bad, actually. That's not bad. Maybe slow it down a little bit.
Yeah. Boom. Let's hit that 1 second. Let's see what happens. Boom. All right, boom. Beep.
Oh, yeah.
Abducted. There we go.
And now you need to do another. Oh, audio's not syncing. Yeah, YouTube's throwing things off already.
Oh, no.
Now you need to do another one where it basically brings that cow up, makes it a little bit smaller so it looks like it's going into that ship.
All right, we're gonna do that, and then we'll boom. All right, so we want first get out of prototyping mode. We want this to let's do the cow first. I think that's the easiest thing. We're gonna make it small, and we're gonna pull this.
This is so ridiculous. Did you ever think you'd be animating abducting cows when you signed up for this?
When I wake up every morning, this is what I expect to be doing. This is a day for those of you guys who really don't know me, watch my Instagram stories. This is, or even my content, this is what it is on a regular basis. It's learning design with laughs.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited that we got to do this because it's totally up my alley, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying it.
Indeed. And Andrew's in the chat. He says, nice stream, fellas. I had the privilege of meeting both of you individually and learning from you guys at Adobe Max last year. It's cool to see you guys together teaching us some more. Thanks for joining us, Andrew. And I love these streams. I say this a lot. I love these streams for various reasons, but one, we're able to reach so many people. Adobe Max is obviously amazing, right? I love teaching there. I love hanging out with people and meeting people individually. I can't wait to get back to doing that again once this whole situation is over. But it's limited. Even with thousands and thousands of people at Max, every class is maybe maximum 200 people. But something like this, how many people's watching right now? Let me see. 851. I think at one point we had over 1,000 people in the chat.
Yeah.
And it's so cool. We can just hang out. We can talk about abducting aliens and Neuralink and really stupid stuff. And we can just design and have some fun.
Yeah. I dig it, man. This is the best part of the day. All right. So we get milk. Cow gets abducted. Dude. Oh, Johnny, why didn't you go back to the search bar? You're supposed to go back to the search bar.
You didn't hook it up.
Oh, you're right. All right, boom. We got our timing. All right, good. Let's do one quick walkthrough. See what we got. So today I'm gonna go ahead and get some milk because we out here thirsty. But Jim the alien decides to steal my cow and then go back into the search bar. All right, that's his type of day. Messed up my order.
This is so ridiculous.
All right, so this search bar thing is really bothering. But all right, let's just go back through this. I know we're gonna get into Discord really quick, but ladies and gents, this is what we've done so far. So we've got our dragged cards. Our icons look a little fat here. We definitely can go back and do that, but we have our search ability to just go back and forth here. That's why there was no back button, but that's just bad UX. How does anybody know that's the back button?
Mm-hmm.
So we have our delicious, luxurious liquid flowing down to the bottom. We have our amazing selection of cream, milk, cream cheese, butter, or butter something in yogurt. We decide milk. We have an alien stealing our order and going back to Amazon. I don't know what he's doing. Why is he there? He dropped the delivery off. The cow didn't make it. He said, you know what? All right, we got to fix that, but that's where we're at.
Okay, you fixed that because we don't have any challenge entries for today's challenge just yet, which is usually the case because day number 1, the stream hasn't kicked off just yet, so we have some time. So go crazy.
All right, let's get in here to fix this. And I want in the chat. I want you guys to decide on a name. Okay, first off, I have my. What do you want the alien's name to be, Howard?
Oh gosh, you're putting me on the spot. I would just say Bob, but that's not very fun.
All right, Bob or...
I want to hear from the chat. Give us some alien names that we can use for our lovely alien friend who just abducted this cow.
Yeah, what's the alien's name, guys? All right, let's see if we can fix this search.
And also give Brandon some ideas. We have about 25 minutes left. What else can he do with these cows and these aliens to have a little bit of fun towards the end of the stream? And this could have been like, right now in this experience, someone says Pinsky the alien. In this experience, it's just an automatic thing, right? You press on milk, the cows come up, the aliens come down, and then the abduction happens. But it'd be kind of cool in more of a real world experience where there's like an Easter egg, where if you maybe tap on something that's hidden in this artboard, then the alien comes down, right?
Yeah.
We've got Zim and Ion and
Invader Zim,
Alien, Broward, Bisbo, Bartholomew. Oh gosh, Ziggy, Muck.
All right, let's see.
Got some good
I like Invader Zim. Have you watched Invader Zim?
I think a long time ago.
Man, I love that show.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure out here. All right, so where is our... Oh, that's why. You sneaky. All right, 28.
The search layer was just the icon.
Yeah, he's trying to be sneaky on me.
There we go.
Look at that. All right, we bam, hit that milk. Zim comes down, steals our cow, flies back up. All right, Amazon, we see you. So all right, there we go. So what else should we do? Let's actually get back to our order. They take our cow, cool, but we got 3 other cows on the board. Let's get into this.
Sure, go for it. Have some fun.
Let's grab. All right, first let me wipe my eyes because I'm not gonna lie, I totally put on foundation this morning because I woke up and I scared myself.
There you go.
And the foundation is burning the living hell out of my eyes.
I hope it's waterproof.
Okay, ladies in the chat, can foundation be waterproof? This is not my forte. I was just like, let's wake up and be cute, but it's really not turning out well. If I took off my hat, you would see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, we're just going to duplicate this. We are going to, now that our cow was taken, we're going to have another cow migrate to the center because that's what he does, and now he's big, okay?
So in this experience, ignoring the whole alien abduction thing, what's supposed to happen next? You got these cows here, and you want some milk. You just like tap on a cow, and then it orders some milk, or what's the deal?
So, yes, basically, you get cow product things. All right, so you click on the cow, you get products that come up. Yeah, and you get whole milks, 2% milk, I guess, if you want thinner paint, and other things. Let's check out. So things come in from the bottom, and you can order them, I guess. And that's it. That's as far as it really gets.
Okay. Vipin is saying, let the aliens bring back a skinny cow. And I mean, this could lead to something, right? Think about this. You press on that milk blob, and you're taken to the cows. The alien doesn't show up yet. You press on the cow to choose a product, and once a product is chosen, then the alien comes down. It abducts the alien. It extracts the milk or whatever the product is, and then it's delivered to you.
That is quite an imagination.
I don't know what's happening in this stream. I need more coffee or something, or sleep, or I don't know.
I was thinking if you guys really, okay, 1 or 2. This is 1. We finished the prototype as you guys see here, or 2, the alien can come back down, drop off Pikachu, and then we click on him to select our products. 1 or 2.
Does Pikachu get milked?
I assume so, but let's not think about it like that. Do not ruin my childhood Pokemon. We're just assuming he's delivering the milk, and we're selecting our delivery man.
Okay.
Let's think about it like that. Do not destroy children's dreams out here. So 1 or 2. I'm trying to peek the chat here.
Oh, we have to go for 2. We have to bring Pikachu in this.
Who's out here saying skinny cow now? All right. 2. All right. We're gonna do Pikachu, but we will only do Pikachu if you guys smash that appreciate button. You guys, there's tons of you here. Smash that appreciate button, and we will get into Pikachu. I'm gonna grab him from Google right now. So as I'm pulling this in,
I can tell you're a content creator, Brandon. Smash that like button. Make sure to subscribe. Do all the things.
Do all the things, guys. I'm sweating in this room. That's that would really make my day. All right, so we got Pikachu. That looks like a weak Pikachu. Hold on. We're going to get a very enthused Pikachu.
You can use the screen overlay or screen blending mode to get rid of that white. You could try that.
Oh, you're right. Let's try.
Or multiply. Is it multiply maybe?
I don't know. I usually just cycle through them and I'm like, it's this one. All right, so we got Pikachu. So we're going to actually get rid of this one. Boom. Let's see. Let's check out the new. Is it screen? It must be the
multiply, maybe. I don't know.
Let's try overlay. I have no guys. We're just gonna do this. Edit Photoshop, hit that white background, delete, and save. Control S. And we're gonna go back. See, Pikachu is so delicious. Look at that. He's just so happy. He's there. All right, so
isn't that cool? By the way, you're just able to like pop that open in Photoshop, edit it, and then bring it back in. Isn't that cool?
It's most definitely. And this foundation is really hitting me. I can almost not see my artboards here.
No.
Okay, so alien is gonna come back, drop off the Pikachu. And Pikachu's gonna be in here.
Try explaining this when someone asks you, what did you do this week?
Yo, I was on Adobe Live and just watch the replay. Just watch it.
We started off building an application to buy milk, and it ended off with an alien abducting cows and then delivering Pikachu.
Exactly.
What kind of universe do we live in?
A good one. I mean,
That's
imagine
true.
any of the if a universe can have a good day and do this for a living, that's good.
That's true. It's a good way of looking at it.
All right, so we are going to Pikachu. Let me grab you right quick. All right. Boom.
And Kerwin is right. I mean, if we're doing Pokemon, shouldn't it be Miltank? Yeah.
Melt. Oh, guys, I think Pikachu is more fun though because Miltank, it's too there. You know what I'm saying?
But imagine how funny that would be. I mean, Pikachu would be funny too, but you know, a regular cow goes up, Miltank comes back down.
Yeah, but like, you know, I would pay a premium to have Pikachu deliver
That's true.
milk rather than like Miltank. I'm just like, it's another cow. You just maybe have another udder. I really don't know it. I've seen Miltank, but I don't remember. It looks like a cow. I'm just like, you're just cartoon, but Pikachu.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Pikachu.
Steven is saying we need a competitive design stream where the designers eat ungodly hot peppers before starting. Steven,
okay, someone watches too much YouTube.
That is an amazing idea. There was actually, I think it was Christine Arth, and I don't remember who was hosting her, or maybe she was hosting, but they did that at the very end of the stream where they had very hot wings and they ate those. Very similar to that show, I don't remember what it's called, but there's that YouTube show. Now it's like a reality TV show or something, or some game show. But yeah, I want to do that. I want like a whole stream starting off like very mild, going to very hot wings, and then designing. I think that'd be really cool. Alex, yes, thank you. Val.
Oh yeah, that's on YouTube, isn't it?
Yeah,
or is
the
it like
show,
a real
as
thing
Val
now?
pointed out, is Hot Ones. That's the
Yes.
show. And at the end of one of the Adobe live streams back in San Francisco, Paco brought out a plate of hot wings, of variety of mild, medium, hot, and that sort of thing. And it was quite fun to watch. And I think we should do a whole stream just of that.
I would lose immediately. I would. There was one time where my friends. Oh my god! Even before we get into hot sauce, it's not guacamole, but they told me it was guacamole. It was wasabi.
Oh no!
So after a day of training martial arts, we went to go get sushi. I've never really had sushi before, so they're like, got him. And they were like, oh yeah, you see that guacamole over there in that corner of your sushi thing? Just like, it's good, man. You know, guacamole and sushi. And I was like, oh, bet. And so I put the whole thing in my mouth. I was like, why are they looking at me like that? Then I swallowed it.
Oh,
I could not taste for 3 months.
I shouldn't be laughing.
I can't tell you. No, it was like I'm giving you 100% ability to laugh, because the thing is, like, no matter how much I couldn't taste, I still every weekend bought ice cream just to test it out. I was so upset.
That's brutal.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna delete this one. That's why that wasn't working. Oops, what did I just pull? All right, so we're here. Let's double check everything.
So what do you got going on right now?
So
all right,
we got the cow extracted. It goes back home and somehow teleports, but we need to fix that. I think it's because there's something going on that is not right. We have Pikachu. Oh, that's why I renamed the layers. Yeah, image 29.
You should also put Pikachu on that middle artboard there.
He
nice
is
and
on
tiny.
here.
You got him over there? Oh, you do. Okay.
Yeah.
He
Put
was
him
just
up
there.
opacity.
Yeah.
Boom. And then something happens, but he's up here. I want him to come back down and drop off Pikachu. I need to do this so I can see where we are.
Yutsov is asking, can we make animation in XD? I would implore you to watch the entire stream all the way to the end, and you will see some glorious, glorious animations.
Yes. We're just now in we're in that moment where, or that part of the stream where the chat we're having a good time. All right, this is our alien, but what is happening here? All right, image 28, we're good. All right, he's not up there. He goes up there in this artboard with the cow.
Uh-huh.
He then, in the next artboard, comes back down and brings Pikachu.
Of course, because why not?
Yeah, but something odd is happening. He's just teleporting here rather than... Oh, you know what?
I don't.
Time, auto animate, snap. Okay, well, that should be working. Goes up. But why is it just like...
Interesting. So on that middle artboard, where's the alien? He's up there, right?
Yeah, he's up here.
Image 28. You only have one of them.
Man, his opacity isn't down, so he should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
there's two of them.
Got you. See, sneaky alien?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, we don't do that. He was like, yo, bro, tag team, sit in for me. I got this cow.
Wild alien has appeared.
Yeah, nah, we don't do that. Pokemon only. All right, so we're gonna, let's see. Let's back up a little bit. Okay, I just left Pikachu there so I could see what was happening. We're gonna turn him down.
And Yutsov wants to make an animated short film using only Adobe XD. I mean, in theory, you probably can. I've created some pretty in-depth animations using XD. What I would say is, unless you're doing it just for the sake of doing it, I would probably, if you want to make an animated short film, I would probably use something else, but you can probably do it.
That is quite the... That would be a feat. I have seen a little bit of stuff on YouTube where people have actually done like full length animations in XD, because it does make like some things really simple. Like I've seen walking animations really well done in XD, but if like you're really trying to do that next level of you know, fidelity and more complex stuff, I'm with what you said.
Yeah.
All right, so we have Pikachu, and what we're gonna do now, so he's here, the guy's left, and what we are going to do now, let's just make sure we link all this stuff up. Boom.
I should bring up my Dribble account and show some crazy stuff.
Yeah, I've seen you and Dansky.
No, I lost you. There you are.
Okay, cool. I was like, I'm lost. You and Dansky have done some really cool stuff in Adobe XD, even like logo animations in Adobe XD.
Yeah.
Which I was like, oh, dang.
Yeah, while you're figuring out the alien thing, let me I'm gonna bring up Dribble for a second, just to show off some interesting things you can do using Adobe XD. Of course, you know, XD is not really built for crazy animations like this, but let me go ahead and... So here's a BB-8 animation that I created with hover effects, and now with sound effects in XD, you can also add little... or whatever you want to say, right? Where is... So I recreated the iPad OS header. This one here, you know, flies in, does its thing. All of it was done using Adobe XD. This one was fun. This is I replicated the Love, Death, and Robots intro animation.
Yeah.
This was pretty in-depth. This took a while. But it was a fun challenge to do, just to kind of push XD to its limits.
Yep. That was when I saw that, and that was amazing series. And when I saw that, because at the time, I'm sure you were watching it too, it was really in my head. And I was just like, wow, that's like next level. Yeah.
And then here's the Netflix animation that I did as well. So fun stuff. There you go. Back to Brandon.
All right, so this is what we are doing real quick. So we have, let's see, what do we want to do with this? We're just going to turn this down to 0. Oh, no, we ain't. All right, what do we want to do with this? Just the opacity? I think that's enough. All right, so what we're doing here, we're getting to this next piece of our animation here, where we have Pikachu delivering us these wonderful items. So we're gonna go ahead and create these products, basically. So, where are we at? All right, we're over here. So we're leaving Pikachu here. We're gonna move him up. He's gonna say, "It's your boy, Pikachu."
Because of course he is.
Yes. And we are also going to copy this, bring this into this artboard, bring this down, move this out the way. And I'm also going to turn the opacity of that down. All right. So I'm also going to, I want this to get a little bit closer. and something like that. Copy, paste. No.
Someone's saying you did not make the XD logo or Netflix logo on XD. Stop lying. I did. It's actually, if you go to letsxd.com/freebies, you can download the XD file and you can play around with it.
Them fighting words.
Bam.
All right, let's get into creating these products. So I'm just going to create a square here and around these corners. I don't know by how much. What, 20? That looks a little busted. Maybe it's 15.
We got 5 minutes left, Brandon.
I'm sweating. All right, where my images at? What do we want to do first? We're gonna do our carton. And I know Howard is like, Brandon, next time save your images so we don't have to do your ghetto way of doing things.
It's all good.
So I'm just gonna pull this in with our mask.
Richard saying, sorry I missed much of this stream. Where did Pikachu come from? Oh, Richard.
You have a whole stream to watch, good sir. A whole stream.
It's honestly like the last half an hour is when things got really crazy.
Yes. And you don't want to miss it, to be honest. But now that you're here, it's going to about to get really entertaining. If you're popping in now, we're about to, jump into something else, but make sure to hit that appreciate button if you're over there in the Behance chat. We've put a lot of love into this. We're having a good time. And if you're having a good time as well, let us know.
Mm-hmm.
Where is my, make sure I get my white link text. All right, we got our whole milk.
We need some Pikachu milk.
There we go.
Or yellow milk, I don't know.
No.
That
that's a hard no.
Okay, never mind.
That art direction needs to be revoked. All right, what are we in here? Glass, half a gallon. That's surprising. That small, he can get that much in there. Half a gallon.
Yeah, Val saying this has been a strange stream. I'm horrified and happy to be here.
See, those are two good things. That's how you can tell like a good movie, when you cry a little bit too. And like, I don't know, maybe I'm just speaking for myself. I've had a very tough time like watching a movie and not crying to the point where my brother won't go to the movies with me.
Aww.
So, but it's either that or I'm snoring. Let me not talk about Star Wars. I refuse to, even though I'm still haven't watched The Mandalorian, which still kind of gives me some hope here.
Oh no, don't tell Val that.
Why, Val? You agree with me? It's losing sight.
Val is a massive Star Wars fan, so
I am too.
She'll take offense to this.
Wait, hold on. Val, you got it. Maybe we'll talk after. But you're feeling the last. Be truthful, and the rest of the chat, you guys are feeling the last couple Star Wars things, because I'm just like, give it back to George Lucas. Please.
Oh boy, let's bring Jar Jar Binks back.
I'm down with that, to be honest. Even though, all right, see, okay, the only reason I know people were fighting about his character, I know Val is probably like fell out of her chair right now. She's just like, oh god, chat, fend for yourself. I watch a lot of conspiracy things on like the different things that I watch. So like apparently Jar Jar, a lot of people suspect that he was a Sith. Reason being is that even though he was so goofy, he was like goofy on purpose, and he was the actual one who was manipulating the Chancellor in the pre-episodes. Now, it's a lot. I know a lot of people are like, okay, Brandon, what are you talking about here? We came here for design, and there's a Pikachu on the board. I'm leaving. Like, what's going on? There's milk and Pikachu. I don't know what day it is. It's not how I expected my day to be. All right, so this is what we got. So we have our milk things, our title, and our image.
We've got a minute to finish off all of this, Brandon.
All right, hold on, guys. I got you. Just clip in real quick. Let's see what we got. I think this is good enough. So what we're gonna do really quick, I think we can do a little bit better, but just for the sake of time, I'm just gonna repeat grid right quick. All right, see Pinsky, we're gonna fancy out here. This is my left pinky, but usually it's my right pinky. I'm right-handed. We are going to center align that. We are going to get our app icons back in this boy. First off, I don't know what's happening here. We need this to go to 60.
While you're doing that, I'm just going to start thanking people because we got to jump soon. Andrea's coming up in just a few minutes with the XD Daily Creative Challenge. Big thank you to everyone joining us while Brandon finishes up this nutty design. If you missed half of the stream, go back and watch it. It's full of fun. It's full of aliens abducting cows that turn into Pikachu for some odd reason. But a big thank you to Val and Vipin and Richard and Corey and Bernadette and Ajun and everyone else. Do you have any parting words, Brandon, as you're wrapping things up?
I just want to second everything that Howard said. I really appreciate you guys really being super awake in the chat, engaging with us, giving us these hilarious ideas. And I just really appreciate it. Like, this is absolutely fun. And I can't wait till we get to do the next one.
We need to do this again. And what we're going to do next time is we're not going to come with anything prepared. We are going to ask the chat to give us ideas, and we are going to go crazy. We'll jump into XD at the same time. We'll do co-editing, and it'll just be a lot of fun. We'll figure this out off stream. But this has been fun, Brandon. I really appreciate you hanging out with me over the last 2 days. We are going to say goodbye. Stick around in just a few minutes. Andrea's coming up again. XD Daily Creative Challenge. Big thank you to everyone joining me, and this has been fun.
Check it out, guys.
All right, I'll see you all later.
Bye.